Thank you very much, Russia. Thank you. There have been terrible tragedies in history, but even two world wars did not seem to become a third world war. The threat is as great as ever. Why? Alas, we have failed to create a truly collective, universal, and indivisible security system. The UN Charter and law can only work 100% effectively on the principles of equality and responsibility of all states. However, after the Cold War, a group of North Atlantic states made a bet on hegemony, economic, and military cooperation. They imposed their interests and, to put it mildly, specific values on the world. The international law principle of indivisibility and security has been nullified by the unbridled expansion of the West and the unification of the blocs, whose activities have not been regulated by universal law. States that are members of these structures were attacked in Yugoslavia, Iraq, and Libya. In 2008, after the invitation of NATO to Georgia and Ukraine, there was an attack on peacekeepers in South Ossetia. 5 years later, with the support of the same countries, there was a coup d'etat in Ukraine. Many conflicts in Europe, Afghanistan, and the Middle East, including the current situation around Iran, could have been prevented if, instead of a strong law, instead of an order based on the established rules, there was an international law, the UN Charter, and equal security for all countries and peoples. A real tragedy was the death of innocent children in a school in Iran, which has no political justification. I am sure that we all wish success to peace talks between Iran and the United States of America so that the war stops and people stop dying. First of all, I would like to say hello to Vladimir Putin, whom he welcomed so warmly. Please remind him that we are waiting for him in Turkey. He also said hello to my friend Putin. We discussed the bilateral trade agreement. Our trade and economic ties are developing successfully. We reached $60 billion last year, but our leaders, the President of Russia and the President of Turkey, set a goal to reach $100 billion in the near future, and there is potential for this. In this regard, our Joint Intergovernmental Commission on Economic Development is actively working. We discussed the construction of the nuclear power plant Koyu. It is very important that the Russian-Turkish relations in the current turbulent world do not have a political connotation. Even in these difficult conditions, our relations are developing successfully. We discussed the situation in the Middle East. Turkey and Russia are also interested in joint diplomatic efforts so that the talks between Iran and the United States of America are successful and there are no more military clashes. We discussed the negotiations on Ukraine. The President of Turkey has offered Istanbul to continue the negotiations. They are taking a balanced position. Our contacts and cooperation continue.